Okay, today I'll be talking about the various types of SSD NAND memories. And the first one I'll be talking about will be the single level cell or SLC NAND memory. This is the most expensive type of NAND memory for SSDs. It's typically used for servers and other industrial applications. Typical life is about 90,000 to 100,000 write cycles. And for SSDs, they tend to wear out every time you write to them. Not when you read to them, not when you're reading the disk, but when you're writing to the disk, it tends to degrade the cells of the NAND memory, the NAND memory cells basically. So for the single level cell, the pros of it is it's very reliable, and it also has very good durability, and it can operate under higher temperatures without failing. And the cons, it's very expensive. It's probably out of the reach of most consumers. And you have the multi-level cell. You have two types. It's eMLC. That would be for Enterprise multi-level cell NAND memories, and that would typically be used for servers or like an industry where a lot of writes are required. Like for a server, it reads and it writes a lot, because it keeps logs. So for servers, it'd be ideal for it, and it's not as expensive as a single level cell NAND memory. And for the commercial eMLC NANDs, you have a typical write cycle of maybe 20,000 to 30,000 writes. And there's also another just MLC, not eMLC, but just MLC. That would be for SSDs like for the Samsung Pro Series SSDs, and it would typically cost 2 times more than a Samsung Evo series SSDs, which uses TLC memory. And the typical life cycle for a MLC, regular MLC, is about 10,000 write cycles, which is about double that of a TLC or Triple Level Cell for types of SSDs. And the pros of MLC is that it's cheaper than an SLC memory, and it's more reliable than a Triple Level Cell or TLC NAND memories. And the cons of it is it lags behind in performance and reliability of SLC drives. It doesn't have the type of it will probably be maybe 3 to 5 times less in durability compared to a SLC NAND based SSD drive. And the last one we have here is a TLC or Triple Level Cell NAND memory. This type of NAND memory is the least inexpensive of the three, and it is for the consumer end market only, or end user, consumer end user, sorry. It has the lowest life cycle being 3,000 to 5,000 writes per cell. In terms of its ability to write to NAND memory, it is worse than this. It's worse than a standard hard drive. But the problem with hard drives is they tend to wear out even when you're reading to them, right? Because the disk is spinning constantly. So it's going to wear out whether you read or write. But for a SSD drive, the wear only happens when you're writing to it. So if you're not really writing to that SSD or having the cache of your internet browser being moved to a, let's say, standard hard drive, then it's probably not going to wear out your TLC Nand based SSD as much as like when you're having everything written to your SSD. Then the wear would happen a lot faster. So the pros of this is that it's the most inexpensive compared to the other types of NAND memory. It's cheaper than SLC, it's cheaper than MLC, it's cheaper than eMLC, but it's got it's much less reliable in terms of like durability compared to SLC and MLC. In terms of its durability compared to SLC, it'd be 20 times less durable than SLC. And in terms of eMLC, it would be about it'd be 6 times less in terms of durability compared to an eMLC. And when it's compared to an MLC drive, it would be about 2 times less, durable than a regular MLC. So that's why MLC based SSDs will typically cost you 2 times more than a TLC based SSD. But I think it's worth it to pay 2 times the price to get more durability. Especially when you have your operating system on it and everything. It's worth the additional investment to buy the better SSD with a better NAND memory. That's my opinion. And the pros of TLC or Triple Level Cell based SSD is that it is very inexpensive. The cons of it is they are the least durable types of NAND memory compared to SLC and MLC, and also eMLC. So that's about it. Okay, thanks for watching.